Whenever we start, you should always start by clicking on the green button that says start on your exam, start drawing. And it's a good idea always to make a line between these 2 points. And as you can see, this is a quite long route. This is a quite long route, and it is one of the complicated one as well. So we always need to find, in this case, good to find a midpoint. And automatically, this station sign is the midpoint for me. Because if you try to, if someone is capable of, obviously more than welcome, they can do it. But it's best to do in stages. So first of all, you try to come to this station sign, which is Limehouse Link, which is very close to our office. So remember, our office in East London, and most of the routes are in East London as well. So we know the area very well. So let's start beginning. So let's start and first of all, we need to zoom in to the max. I'm going to produce another video on what happens when people don't zoom in, and why 50% of the people fail their topographical assessment. That's for later. It will take some time, but I'll upload it at some point. So when you have made your plan, and I'll explain my plan as we go along, and I'll tell you what not to do as well, and what are the common mistakes people make. First of all, you need to get rid of this line. Remember to get rid of this line. Do not keep this line. So it's gone. And now my interest is to come out of this exit and reach there. And my plan is to keep my line as straight as possible to that line, to this line, for example. So I'm coming to this station, and I want to keep close to this line as much as possible, as much as realistically possible. So let's begin then. The first mistake, as we have observed people doing, they do this. They click and they come out on this road, to Grove Road, I believe this is. Yeah, this is Grove Road, and they come in. They don't realize this road is closed. There is no road. It's blocked. It's a dead end. And this map, to be honest with you, is not that user friendly. That clearly tells, because sometimes you can go through this line, sometimes you cannot, and we'll explain it when we go to Blackwall Tunnel. So there is no road. You can come in. It's a dead end, as I have said, and here you can see Lichfield Road, and there is a dead end. As you can see that here is a dead end, so that means you cannot go through. It's only for cycles. Okay, so we cannot go to this number one, so that's not an option. Let's get rid of this. Second mistake we have seen people doing is this one. They try and come, and they try and go through, and then they try to turn here. So what we need to understand, these lines, before letter and after letter, when you have these lines in the middle of the road, this is called central reservation. A lot of us call it a divider of the road. So this is called central reservation, and you cannot go across a central reservation. This is a major mistake, and if you do this, that's it. You should not get any mark at all. Okay, so let's see it for ourselves. Here it is. Here is the, sorry, where is it gone? Yeah, this is the road that we talked about, from which we came out. And here you go. As we come to the top, you can see the sign says you need to turn left, and all the way on the Mile End Road, as we can see, sorry, clicked somewhere by mistake. All this is central reservation all the way. So all these roads, as we see, all the way it's a central reservation. You cannot turn from any of this road. Even if you try to come out College Square, this road here, and then Coburn Road, whichever one you want to come in through, it's all central reservation, and you cannot turn. If you do come this way, you will have to go this way, and then you will have to find another way to come back. But remember, in your exam there is no U-turn. In your exam on the map you cannot do a U-turn on the road. So so this is not a valid option as well. Secondly, what people try to do is they try to come out here, this road. Somehow they see there is a road here, because this gap here you see is because of to accommodate these two letters R and D, which is the abbreviation of road. So there's no road. There's a solid lines between these two, so you cannot really exit. This is you cannot do. Let me show you in the larger scale of the map. Here you go. So there's nothing there that will take you there. So that this cannot be done. Okay, so we have talked about what cannot be done. So let's talk about what can be done now. So there's two ways you can come out. One, you go straight up and then Alfred Street and then come out, but it's a bit longer. The easier way for me to come out is from Lichfield Road. If I start keeping myself, remember we keep ourselves left, and I give you a tip here, so for you to understand, when you go from west to east, you stay on the top of the letter. When you come from east to west, you remain on the bottom of the letters. When you go south to north, you remain on the bottom of the letter, and when you come from north to south, you remain on the top of the letter, and this will automatically keep you on the left, and this will automatically prevent you from touching the line. Now, lot of people try to avoid this road because they think this is a solid block there. So that means they cannot cross this road. So what they do, because they think there is a solid road and they cannot cross, and this line they get confused with. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about because this is a train line which is above us. So it doesn't confuse, you should not get confused by this one. So as we can see here, so this is the train tracks that we are talking about, which is completely above us. So we should not get confused by that. So we should continue drawing, keeping ourselves on the left, and then until we read Until Road. Okay, so we carry on Until Road on the left because our one way starts from here. So we should not be tempted to go into the middle of the road because our one way hasn't started yet. So we keep us. So now here, it's up to you. You can keep left, keep in the middle, doesn't matter because you're on the one-way street. So now we are on Grove Road, and then again we use the letter. So we are coming down from north to south, so we keep on the top of the letter. So now we are here. So one major mistake, and despite of explaining many times, people make this mistake in our classes, as we have seen, that they're attempted to take Bardet Road. So remember, your entry point is here on the station sign. Now, if you go into Bardet Road, you have gone too far from your let me just roughly do it. You have gone too far from your entry point, and this may lead to losing some marks in your exam. So, and also people get confused when they get here. And please, this is something you should not do. So, can they turn here? Yes, there is a legitimate turning here. There is no issue with the turning. Here you go. So if you come here, there's a legitimate turning here. So you can actually turn from here onto this road. That's not a problem. But the point is, you have gone too far from your entry point. So see, if you draw a line between these 2 points, you have gone too far, whereas you should have kept close to this line. So let's undo this and get rid of all this, and then again zoom in and draw, because this is something I was showing you to avoid. So now, before we turn here onto Myland Road, there's this what do you call it? This solid line with this green color get people confused as well. And this is something is not to worry about. This is a footover bridge that's connecting two parts of the Myland Park. So again, nothing to worry about, and we should really continue without any hesitation. So let's continue, and then when you come here, then we get into Harford Road. So this Harford Road will lead us to what we're trying to go. So let's continue. Ben Jonson Road we should go across. Aston Street, now we are on, and then we should continue. Let's continue. And then we have gone into now Salmon Lane. When you come to Salmon Lane, and this is my entry point, we have three choices. These two roads, Barnet Street and Yorkshire Road, both are one ways from this side. So you cannot really enter, and we don't need to go to Street View. Here you can see there's a Barnet Street and a Yorkshire Road. So both are no entries. We cannot, in reality, we cannot come down to these roads. But in the map, there is no marks. So we can turn here, we can turn here as well. And this is the most legitimate what in real life. So we will go to Barnet Street, and we'll turn, and then we'll enter. And this is a critical bit here, that as we enter the tunnel, sorry, I've gone in the middle of the road a bit. Sorry, let's clear this. Yeah. So try remain left here. So this is the critical bit here as we come into the tunnel. Okay. Remember one thing, once you see one tunnel approach, and then unless you see another tunnel approach, then everything else is irrelevant to you. So we need to understand which ones is our lines, which ones are our lines, and which one we should be keeping as our border. So as we come in to this point here, okay, so there is now everything else become irrelevant to me. See, so we got into the tunnel and there is nothing I have any relationship with. We just continue onto the tunnel and everything else is irrelevant to me. So before we go in, so let's explain the border. So this is the border for me, for the left hand side. This is my border. So this is the border I should not be touching, and the other border is in here. So these are the borders I should not at all be touching. Okay, so I should keep myself in a good distance with that. And another thing that get people confused is the butcher row on top. Now butcher row is on top, as I have said already, and we're under the tunnel. Is nothing to do with me. Before we go on, here is butcher row. It leads us to city, and it leads us to Limehouse Link Tunnel. Okay, it leads us to Limehouse Link Tunnel. Here you go. So, and there, from here you cannot see anything at all. So, and that's we have jumped from butcher row into the Rotherhithe Tunnel. Okay, so it's nothing to do with me. So you can touch this line without any without any issue. We can touch this line, and you should click on this line. So this will keep you nicely on the left of the line and not touching my line for the tunnel. So one thing to remember, as we have explained, once you go into the highway, please do not continue here. Then you are jumping out of the tunnel, which is not realistic, not possible. So this is highway has got nothing to do with me. It's underneath. And once you are inside the tunnel, you are see that broken roads. When you see these broken roads, then you are under the tunnel, inside the tunnel, and inside the tunnel, everything else on top is irrelevant to you. It has got nothing to do with you. And this tunnel itself is a two-way tunnel, so we need to keep left. So let me quickly show you. Here you go. As you see, traffic flowing from both sides, and nothing there on top of us. Nothing at all there on top of us which can stop us from driving. For example, this road coming up, this road here. So everything is on top, and I have nothing to do with them. I can just simply ignore them and continue my drawing as usual without any hesitation. Now we have seen the other tunnel approach. That means we are now out of the tunnel. So all these roads will become relevant to me, and now I need to exit the tunnel very nicely, and then let me show you. Here you go. Here is the exit of the tunnel. So we're outside. We can see the daylight compared to the way it was inside the tunnel. So once you are out of the tunnel, if you're driving there, be careful. There is a average speed camera there as well. So do not try to drive more than 20 miles per hour on Rotherhithe Tunnel unless they change it in the future. So we still keep ourselves on the left, and then we continue. And then this roundabout, we take the fast exit. And this is, once we go into the lower road, it's very simple. So we just continue ourselves on the left, and that we continue. A lot of people try to turn here. Look, there is a thick edge and there is a thin edge. Okay, when there's a thick edge and a thin edge, we should always, our driving should be keeping this thick edge on the left. So if you try to turn here, it's a major mistake again. There will be no point in your for this drawing. You will get anything at all. And if you want to see it, I think I have it here. Here you go. Here you go. This is where you cannot at all turn. Okay, this is traffic coming from this way. So this is the road we're talking about. This is the road we talked about, and here you go. Hoxton Road, I believe it is called. Here you go, Hoxton Road, yes. So you cannot turn in on this one. If you do anything like this, it's a major mistake and no marks. So let's carry on. We are almost there now. So one of the things people do when they're on the lower road, they continue this way. This arrow do get people confused so much, and this is something you should not doing. What I have done you should not be doing, because you have a turning here. It's a very legitimate turning here, and this is where we should turn all the time. So let's see it again. Here you go. Here is my turning. We're lower road and there's a legitimate turning here. I can easily turn onto this road without any problem. Okay, so there's no issue for me to come and turn. I give way, I wait, and then I go on to continue onto this road. No problem at all whatsoever. So we turn in, and then here, remember where the arrow finishes, the one-way finishes. Second thing, from a one-way street, you can always exit. That's not a problem at all. Exiting from a one-way road is not an issue at all whatsoever. Okay, so we can exit this one-way road without any hesitation, without any problem. And here it is. If you want to see it, here is the road, and you can see the name of the road on the floor as well. So you can simply exit this road, not a problem. Oldfield Grove, and then we keep ourselves left, and then that's it. We finish in our destination. Make sure to click on the stop drawing button once you have finished. So let us see now the drawing, all of the drawing together, and let's try to draw a line and see. It's pretty much straight. Okay, and we have avoided everything that we need to avoid. For training, we only provide one-to-ones and some self-practice as well, and some combination of both if you want. And you can always take advantage of the home access. Also, there is multiple choice question that covers 25% of the marks. These mock tests are available with real exam questions on our website for you to purchase. So you can always go visit our website or call us on the number on the screen if you want to book it up. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for watching.